left-hand side of the screen here. But after week 2, he sat down with Coach McVay, and McVay said, okay, we're not getting the same Jared Verse here in these first couple of weeks. He said he was allowing the past to get into the present, refocused him, and as you said, he has been playing lights out since then.
A sack and a forced fumble in 3 to 4 games since then. He already has a sack here, 1 snap into today. He gets the sack, lost yardage back, and a little bit more, so it's going to be 3rd and long for the Jacksonville Jaguars offense. That does get their center Robert Kinsey back, which is always crucial. And then we'll see what the rest of the offense is going to do with Johnny Munt in as the starting tight end with Brian Strange on injured reserve. 38. To his left, now it's contended for Parker Washington, but Darius Williams, who got the starting quarter today, breaks it up, and we have a 3-and-out.
Good coverage once again on the back end. You're going to see a route working from the right-hand side to the left. Basically the 4th read for Trevor Lawrence. A nice ball there. Just slipping through Washington's hands at the last second up. You see it tipped like that last second.
He got into the Kitchens as well right after that. Cameron Kitchens gave him a little bit of a pop. There's the punch from low and cook. Smith says let it bounce. And it bounces out of bounds. And that's how Matthew Stafford takes the field. Kurt Warner, I turn things over to the Rams quarterback who's won a Super Bowl in the booth about what you think they have.
Well, a lot of questions coming in with the back injury and all the time he missed in training camp. But it doesn't seem to slow him down much for the first time in his career, leading the NFL in pass yards. It's been more about the pass this year than the run. We know all about the fact that Puka Nacua not playing today, so interesting to see how Sean McVay employs the rest of the guys to fill that production void of the 3 wide receiver.
Yeah, all the hammering in the summer about will his back be ready. All he does is take this snap here. He leads the league in passing. He's going to pass in the first play. He's going to go deep to Devontae Adams. So, Puka Nacua, we knew that there would be more Devontae Adams, and we'll see who else can help pick up the slack from this terrific receiver being out. They do expect him back after that.
Yeah, they don't expect it to be a long-term thing, but the biggest thing about Puka Nacua is there's what we call an every down wide receiver, every situation wide receiver, so it's going to take a lot of guys to fill that void today.
So 2nd and 10. Stafford another pass. He throws that one short. Brings up 3rd and manageable for a Giants defense that has been taking the football away to the tune of 14 takeaways. Josh Hines, Allen, Randy Aubrey, Man of the Year. Said that Devin Williams
and that really has been the story for this Jags defense. Taking the football away. A conscious effort all year long to do that. He said Devin Williams out. Obviously, 4 of those interceptions and also fumble recovery that they're going to be missing today without having the ball.
See what Anthony Campanelli, the DC, dials up here on 3rd and 2 from right around midfield. Stafford. Moves the chains. First down.
The natural thing to think without Puka Nacua being in there is that a guy like Devontae Adams can take his spot as we look at the route here to the right-hand side, man-to-man coverage, forcing the defender over the top for the easy completion. But you think, hey, we got Devontae Adams, just plug him in where Puka plays. But as I was mentioning, Puka does so many different things. They're going to use a committee to fill that void and allow Devontae to play his spot as an edge receiver.
First time we call Kyron Williams name. He makes a nice first down run. Moves it past the 40-yard line on Smoot. First one in on the tackle. Rams moving the ball nicely in the rain to start this game off. Stafford.
Williams is the main guy in the run game, but as I said, it's been more about the pass than the run. He's also got involved in the pass game. 9 touchdowns this year receiving, and so they'll use it in a lot of different ways, especially as they get close to the red zone.
And the 6 sets up 2nd and 4 just inside the Jacksonville 40. Stafford in the pocket. Another drop off to his tight end. This is Davis Allen. So That's a first down grab, I guess, without Nakua. You'd see more tight end action. The three tight ends have all caught a pass on this opening drive.
Well, you also see, we talked about being a little bit of rain, precipitation coming down. It almost feels like Matthew Stafford is just feeling this out a little bit, not pushing the ball down the field very much, just dumping it off. But hey, if you can dump it off, continue to get first downs as you feel this thing out, it's a good way to start.
A lot of rain slickers out in the stands and on the sidelines here. Another first down snap for the Rams. The opening drive here. Williams again. Staying on first down. So this is their game, right? Run it, play action, make some plays.
Especially when you're in a little bit of weather. You don't want to find yourself having to drop back and hanging the ball down the field at all times. So win the early downs, and we've seen that. They stayed in managing their situation. So Matthew Stafford doesn't have to push it on third down. 2-3 yards here, 4-5 yards there. Keep yourself in a situation where those checkdowns continue to move the chains.
They call him the second year down in Michigan. He's the running back on 2nd and 7. Fake it again. Tips that one downfield. That is the first catch of the game, the second catch of the game for Tyler Higbee, and a second first down reception for him as well.
Very few quarterbacks, very few teams are as good to make it play as the Rams. Great job right here. And you see the arm talent of Matthew Stafford right there. Doesn't even have the feet set. Give it a little pump fake to the flat. Doesn't have it. Just a little turn and flip to his tight end. Over the chains again.
Only a 6'7" man in Alec Armstead that was coming in on. He flipped it over him for another first down for the Rams. It's Cora up the middle. And moves it into red zone territory. So you're seeing multiple running backs, multiple tight ends. That's how they're doing it so far.
Well, he told us we're going to need all the eligibles, all the skill guys on the outside to fill the void of Puka. He's the guy that comes in and blocks for us. He's the guy that catches the quick wide receiver screens. He's the guy that goes across the middle and makes the tough catches. So there's not one guy that can fill that void. We're going to need everybody for this one.
So just inside the 20, ninth play of this drive, number 9 under center. It's a screen. It's and he takes it down to the 16-yard line. There's Armstead on the tackle.
Pressure coming from the backside here. Great catch. Higbee right there. In the rain, see the rain coming down to secure that. So you set him up for a nice 3rd and short situation. Opens up a lot of things for them to do.
3rd and 3. Rams' red zone problems on offense have been significant at times this year. We'll see what happens here. And that first 3rd down in the red zone. In the London rain, 3rd and 3. Stafford gets the hands of Devontae Adams. Brad Newsome, the new Jaguar, in on the coverage. So far, nobody from the field goal unit's coming out. What happened here, Kurt?
Good coverage on the outside. Just gets a little bit away from Stafford there. Up high, off the fingertips. You're starting to see, I think, just watching the ball come off Matthew Stafford's hands, that the precipitation, football being a little bit wet, doesn't have full control of the football here early in this one.
50% on red zone appearances and touchdowns for the Rams this year. It's a point flip every time they get in the red zone. This is now a 4th and 3. Stafford thanks. Hangs it complete to Williams. Tiptoes down the sidelines out of the 8. First down Rams.
It's a great job right here. I talk all the time about having a pressure plan as a quarterback. And you're going to see Brown right here is going to bring, it's the linebacker bringing pressure off the edge. Williams sees it, says, hey, I got to break out, give my quarterback a quick option. Matthew Stafford knows there's going to be a free hitter. Get it out in space. They scored a touchdown on this a couple weeks ago. Having a pressure plan is always key.
12th play of the drive from the Jacksonville 8. Surveying Stafford over the middle. Flag is down. We'll see if they'll call it a tip ball.
Flag is down.
Today's head ref, Adrian Hill.
Adrian Hill says referee. Yes!
15 yards. Andrew Wingard being called for that one. Let's see what happened.
Always a tough position to be in. As a defensive back,
It's at the top of the screen there.
the ball's coming. Make sure you separate the receiver from the ball. I mean, he's up high. He's obviously defenseless, but you don't really know what you're supposed to do there as a defensive back in that situation.
That's what we would call ticky-tack. It's a fresh set down for the Rams. Williams stops not anywhere. He loses a yard. Winger in on that one. Second and goal. That was, let's just put it this way. We've seen a lot more nasty hits earn a 15-yard flag at the end zone like that.
I think it's something there up in the air. You see a little bit of the helmet to helmet, which obviously is going to draw a flag almost every time, but just a tough situation for defensive back to just let him catch.
Apparently there was helmet contact, so you can't take it off. Mike Barrera is going to be joining us throughout the game for the end zone.
Touchdown! Yes!
Coming into this game in his career, and the rookie from Pittsburgh snags his first career touchdown.
That said, we're going to have to use everybody. Everybody's going to have to play their role. So stick here to get to the inside. Good throw to the back of the end zone, tapping the feet for the youngster in the touchdown.
And a typical Stafford fling, sidearm, touchdown for number 9. Here's Cardi for the extra point. Seven, nothing. So no.
Pass never got behind the sticks where they had to drop back and throw it down the field. Longest throw they made was that touchdown. The longest throw they completed was a touchdown throw.
First career touchdown makes it 7-0. Nice return. There by Young Brown. Takes it past. Looks like the 33-yard line. So Trevor Lawrence for the second drive, a 3 and out. There's Travis Hunter making an appearance here on offense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 2 overall selection in the draft. Ian Cohen was telling us this week that they want to target him at least 8 to 10 times to see what it's like to have that in the game plan coming in.
Trying to ramp up every week, 54 snaps on offense last week, trying to fine-tune those details so they can get more touches.
First play of this drive is ATM. Into the middle of the field. Flag down as Omar Spates was into the tackle.
Holding offense, number 60.
Yes!
So a 3 and out. The Rams have a 13-play drive, and you've got a holding penalty. And this is the sort of stuff they were talking about in the Jacksonville meeting rooms all week, Kurt, coming off of a game in which they were flagged 10 times.
Every week they put up game records, and they talk about the players on the other teams that direct the game. This week, Nick Cohen just threw out the Jags logo and said, hey, this week we've got to make sure that we prevent ourselves from wrecking this game in London.
It's first and 20. Lawrence over the middle. There's Washington. A short game right around the 30-yard line. The 3 and out went so fast for the Rams starting defense first. Had a sack already, but, Braden Fisk up front. Another Florida State guy. Byron Young. 7.5 sacks already.
We'll talk a lot about this. Talk a lot about those second-year guys, and they make an impact every year. But you're right, it's been Young. 7.5 sacks coming in. It's really been the story, but it's been about getting after the quarterback, or at least He's getting on the ground.
The shoe was deep, facing a second and 14 now from the Jacksonville offense. Play fake. Lawrence. Top over the middle. It's batted down. Batted down by Kobe Turner to bring up 3rd and 14.
Not where you want to be. Like we said,
That's my second season of NFL Marathon. Yes. That's my episode number 4 of season 2 of the NFL Marathon.
That in both hands, big fella. I wish he could have pulled that one down.
So, 3rd and long. 5 change left in this first quarter. Rams already up 7-0. He was targeting Travis Hunter, but way overhead and no force on the coverage. So another 3-and-out, Kurt.
Yeah, good coverage there on this play. See double post combination, a corner coming out. A really tight coverage there by Lake. Nowhere to really throw it. Just a throwaway there, but good start here for the Rams, both offensively and defensively.
You were the ones who thought the Rams were supposed to be the jet lag one.
Look over on
Xavier Smith, late inside his 10, he gets it. 2 of the 15 was return around the 20. So the Rams already up 7-0. Camera fans are waiting to see a first down from Trevor and Travis. Travis, as you can tell, not out there on defense. Start the second offensive series for the Rams from their own 21. They fake to Cora. Stafford looking deep.
all going deep. Pass interference. Yes.
Slipped coming out of his break. Thinks that would allow Winger to get there and make contact. Defense number 42. You see the motion here. Tutu just going to run the deep corner route. You see a little slip here at the top. That stumble, I think, what allowed the ball to be a little bit late and Winger to get there. But you see it right there. He just contact just a little too soon before the ball got there. Another easy call. Moving the chains for the Rams again.
Ball late, Winger early. Second flag on the day for Winger. From their own 42. Fake to Cora. For the top. Once again for
Pass is caught. Yes.
So much fun to watch Matthew Stafford just throw a football. It goes from so many different angles. We saw a little sidearm throw on the touchdown. See here, he's rolling out to his left-hand side. Route on the bottom. Nice little catch, put it high and up over the top of the defenders. But here it's just flipping the hips. Flip of the wrist, 20 yards down the field. Quick for the throw, he's big tight end. Starters with his own 21. Pass interference and 24-yard pass to Parkinson later, and then on the Jacksonville 30, 1st and 10. Stafford, the time for the end zone. Incomplete through a double coverage. His intended target, none other than Xavier Smith, he was aiming for there. So the first drive, we're just feeling it out. A lot of short passes, running the football. Now we come out here in the second drive, and let's bring this thing down the field. Corner routes to Atwell, Parkinson, and now trying to hit the seam.
Yeah, that was Terrence Ferguson, his 4th tight end that he was trying to get. He's got 3. He's got all 4 tonight.
Using everybody. Everybody's coming to the party today, and we're going to need them.
Rookie from Oregon.
Pass is caught. Yes.
To the Jacksonville 15.
Another corner route right here. Bring all kinds of space. Another good throw.
12 for 83 yards. Back in the red zone again. It's Corum behind him from the 15. Big to him. Low to his right. There's the
First down. Yes.
So Xavier Smith makes it the 7th different receiver to catch a pass right now for Matthew Stafford. 8th different guy targeted.
I love what they do on these naked bootlegs. You can see just on the inside of your screen, it is going to just sneak up underneath what we call an insert inside the tight end, sneak to the outside, creating just a little separation. Nice little flip of the ball there by Matthew Stafford, but a perfect throw between the 1 and the 9. Set him up for a second and short.
Second and short. That's four. Stafford going with the ball. He does get the first down, not the touchdown, and it'll be first and goal right on the doorstep.
Williams is usually the guy that they can use, they like to use down here. But Corum is a guy that can do just about the same sort of thing. Maybe not quite as good in the pass game, but very tough in between the tackles. Like to run down here, but as I mentioned, nobody runs more naked bootlegs to get those easy plays, trying to marry the run and the pass to get some easy touchdowns for the quarterback.
First and goal from the 2.
Come on. Touchdown. Yes.
Just an RPO type situation. We got a run call. We get Devontae one-on-one on a quick fade. If you like it, take it. Nobody better at creating separation. Maybe a little push off right there, but a perfect throw. This is what Devontae does. Nobody better in the National Football League at catching touchdown passes at number 17.
He's on Jordan Lewis, the 9th-year man out of Michigan. So instead of Michigan running back scoring it, it's Devontae Adams scoring it on a Michigan corner.
Extra point is good.
Just the day before, I know they were on the East Coast all week, so they were halfway acclimated to the time zone. But
Some teams are at home going, hey, maybe we try that.
it's a copycat league, is it not? Into the end zone and lands then out of bounds. Next Sunday, NFL Game Day Morning returns with Active Studio.
It's been a while.
This play-by-play coverage turns back into a pumpkin next Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We take you to the kickoffs. Week number 8. Bold predictions. You're back in that game, too. It's going to be like riding a bike. You'll be rolling your eyes, Luch. Oh, give us a prediction that's bold.
Let's enjoy the rest of this one first. I love being here in the booth. Love being back with the guys. Look forward to that. But let's enjoy the rest of this one.
Well, the bold prediction might be, according to this game, the Jacksonville Jaguars would have their third possession without a single first down to their credit. Down 14-0. Lawrence to his right. Gets some time. And runs out. Shuts him out of bounds. I mean, so much again made of the reigning defensive rookie of the year and Jared Verse, but Byron Young is an absolute load to deal with as well.
Well, I mean, they're good across the board, young and good up front, and rightfully so. We talk about Jared Verse and Fisk, but you're starting to see some other guys show up, and Byron Young has been incredible this year. Doesn't get talked about as much, but coming in today, second in sacks with 7.5 sacks. Athletic all the way across the board.
Second and 10, Lawrence to Washington. And that is a hand curl tackle just shy of the first down, but it's now 3rd and 1. Blake on the stop there. Time for Upgrade Your Game Day presented by Best Buy. The Duke of Duval. He plays in London quite a bit. His 7th game. He's 4-3 coming in. Basically hold every London game record by the end of the day. So 45 seconds to go. Time ticking down. Best shot of the first down for Jacksonville in this first quarter. Already down 14-0. ball in motion. Hand off to ET. He runs out of the pocket. And he's close to that first down. Josiah Stewart from Michigan was the one who was in on the stop, and they're moving the chains. Kurt, it's a first down for Jacksonville, their first of the game.
Not a lot of space there, but just enough to move the chains, and maybe this is where Jacksonville gets started. Staying ahead of the chains, a nice little completion, third and short. Short that almost to midfield. It was really close.
Very close, and there's going to be some more time to look at that if the Rams so choose. The first quarter, it has been all
That's the other quotable one.
But he's in midfield. Nice gain on first down by Washington.
And it was interesting, if we're talking about Travis Hunter, is that I think a lot of people felt when he came into the league that the biggest challenge would be the physical part of it, being able to hold up physically and take all the snaps on both sides of the ball. And Coach Bowen said it's really more mental right now because it's spending his time on both sides. It's learning all the little details, not just where to go, but the little details that go into making them successful.
They should too. His first touch of the game. It's close to the first down. A landman off of a 17-tackle performance in Baltimore. Stop there, 3rd and 2.
Just continuing on with Travis Hunter. When you watch it on tape, you can see all the ability. You see how elusive he is when he gets the ball in his hands. But there are definitely things that you see you go, hey, a little bit sharper on his cut there, a little better feel and tightness on his depth. All those little things and the precision of what he's going out to do is what they're trying to fine-tune and figuring out how to balance that. 3rd and 2. Following Thomas, did he make it? Kitchens with a great stop, and he is being ruled just shy of the first down. Nice stop by Kitchens. Well, those you always say as a coach, you got to make sure you get past the sticks. Just a quick little flat route here.
They're going flat. They're going fast. They're over the ball right now. It's Washington again. He runs right into Forbes again. But he runs through him for the first.
Nice job by Washington here. Said, hey, will not be denied. It's one-on-one on the outside. Who gets lower? Who wins the contact? And it's Washington there. Just get past the line.
So Forbes flips him on one, and then Washington runs into him on another. Yada, yada, yada. That's a first down for Liam Cohen. So 2 first downs on this drive after none in the first 2 drives. From the Rams 44. Lawrence steps out of the rush. Steps out.
Yes! Yes!
It's a sack. So out 3.
And really good coverage on the back end, what we call a coverage sack. We pressure up early, forcing him to roll to his right. All of the routes are going back across the field to the left-hand side. So as he rolls out to the right, there is nobody over there trying to see if he can make a throw all the way back outside the hash on the other side. Probably a smart move to just tuck it in or just run it away with it.
Third sack already for the Rams. Only give up 29 yards of offense. Here's ETN with the flag flying just as the snap.
Flag is down.
Lawrence's hands, and it looks like this is going to be on Jacksonville.
Good. Yes.
Illegal formation offense. The wide receiver cover up the tight end. Penalties decline. 3rd down. Wide receiver tight end both on the ball there. But going back to that last sack on Trevor Lawrence, one of the things that we talked about consistency and making the right decision in the right moment. That's one of those that I've seen it a number of times this year. You roll out, there's nobody open, everybody going across the field to the other side. Just throw the football away. There's no reason to hold the football, try to run. There's a bunch of bodies around you. You end up taking the sack and leaving your team in a tougher spot.
3rd and 13. Rams 46. Lawrence over the middle. Is intended for Travis Hunter. Disconnect. Brings up the punt team for a 3rd time. What happened there, Kurt?
Well, this is what we call X shallow blocks. So he's the X position. He's just going to run a shallow. We're going to try to get the ball outside is going to block for him. It just looked to be, and again, we talked about the details, the little things. The ball was tipped maybe a little bit there, but it looked like Trevor was saying, hey, I want to get it to you quick. And Travis saying, I want to get to the other side before I get the football. The miscommunication, those details that are costing him some opportunities on the field.
Beautiful flip on
Xavier's two coaches you mentioned all the time. 14-0. And the ball back. Just in front of his end zone. That was intended for Whittington, incomplete. So, as we all know, these two coaches we mentioned all the time. Dean Combs spent 12 years on the Rams staff. As an assistant, he came back after a year in Kentucky to be the OC in 2020. Here we are facing off as HCs for the first time. Rams and Jaguars, 14-0. 11 minutes left in this first half. There's Whittington. Newsom.
James bringing everybody up, showing pressure. Matthew Stafford decides to check to a quick screen on the outside. They do a great job of making the tackle out of space. And we talked about these two coaches and the impact that Sean McVay had on Coach Cohen. And they asked him, what's the biggest thing you took? And he said what he loved so much about Sean is that he was always possible, but he always kept his guys, the organization, the staff, accountable in a way that was never demeaning, but always pushing them to that higher standard that he set within the organization.
Big play here on 3rd and 10 of Jacksonville. You get off and get good field position for a struggling offense. Stafford pump fakes and goes deep for Whittington. Incomplete to the Giants. Defense stays firm, 3 and out. And they should get some good field position, Kurt. Jordan Lewis on the coverage there.
They had really good coverage across the board. There was nobody open. I was surprised when he threw this thing that he even took an opportunity. A little lean inside, the deep corner route. Good coverage right there. Perfect throw by Matthew Stafford. Just a little bit too much on the outside. Anything short of that, probably an interception right there.
From his end zone. Washington fielding from just about his own 40. Makes a move. Inside left side. Troy flies down. It's Washington looks up to hand for the score.
Looks like the penalties will be called against the offense, the receiving team.
It's a 62-yard return. We'll find out. Darren Purse is already on the field trolling the Jaguars. Thinking it's on them.
During the return, illegal walk it back and get
Yes!
Johnson with the
don't put the hand on the back. Watch him with the right hand in the back. Is going to get that shot right at the point of attack. So that is one that they're even going to call in Los Angeles.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. So it's first and 10 from the 30. Now a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence is knocked down and batted away. Darius Williams is all over the lot right now.
Jerry Jones is looking good. That's enough right there. I barely touched him, but as Mike said, right after the picture got cut off right there, just the hand up on the nameplate in between the numbers.
That's
Not much, but enough.
Jarian Jones jarred by the information. 2nd and 10. That was in motion. Lawrence, the time over the middle. Lawrence, should have gone along the front line. Trying to get that first down. Nate Landman first in on the Rams. So it's 3rd and short.
They're trying to get it to Travis Hunter right there. You said motion, ran a double move to the right-hand side, trying to sneak him back behind everybody. Wasn't able to get through the contact. Nice job by Trevor Lawrence to work back to the other side, get a completion, and once again set him up for a third and short.
We're in the 9-minute mark here in the first half at Wembley. If you're just joining us on the West Coast, East Coast, Rams scored twice in the first quarter. Took Jacksonville to their third possession, get that first down of the game. Here's a third and short. Lawrence makes it to Patrick. The eighth-year man out of Utah moves the chains.
Another nice job by Trevor Lawrence to work through his progressions. A little quick play action. He's looking off to his right-hand side. Looking for his tight end in the flat. Not there. Able to bounce his feet all the way back to the backside. A good throw up and over for the jump play.
Nice wide open by Patrick. That was much needed for Jacksonville. Trying to get back the touchdown. It was wiped out by Italy on the return. That's two. He slips on the balls. First time we've seen somebody slip on this turf here. And it's been raining all day in London. After an entire week in which we haven't seen rain at all.
No, we didn't any until we showed up at the stadium today. You see it just not able to hold his feet. Had a chance to turn the corner there. Some extra yards.
I mean, he had his fellow running back, ETN, and Walker Little, the left tackle. What a name for the left tackle named Little. Plenty in the butt. He slips down, so it's no gain, 2nd and 10. Thomas pirouettes. He's taken down around 32 right there, 3rd and short. Thomas's second catch of the day.
Thinking back to that big throw that he made earlier on this drive, Trevor Lawrence talking to us a lot about how Coach Cohen has come in and really helped him focus on his feet, eyes and feet coming together. He said, "My feet talk to me, telling me where to go and when to get there and stay on time."
Putting on the ball, 3rd and 2. Lawrence to his right now over the middle. Thomas had it in his hands just as Kitchens was arriving.
And you can see it right there when Trevor Lawrence started to his right. See the feet nines come back, but this has been a problem for the Jags and Brian Thomas throughout the season. Perfect throw right on the 7. It's one of those you have to have. It's his go-to guy. It's his main guy, but there's been some inconsistencies with Brian Thomas so far this year.
And they're going to get their field goal unit out there. Now go for it on 4th and 2, trying to get some points on the board. Cam Little, 50-yarder.
Yes, yes.
This week, instead of showing any of the game records on the Rams, he's put a logo of the Jaguars up, saying we're wrecking our own game, and that sequence personified it. He's now the Rams in their own 40 with his Kyron Williams one. Williams.
It's a first down, yes.
Shouldn't even happen. It should have been a punt return for a touchdown.
Starts on the punt return.
Williams makes this nice run right here.
Cut here as we saw riding the wave, getting up on top of those offensive linemen, ride the wave, bounce to the outside for a big play.
Perseverance, yes.
First score of the game. He scored when the rookie his first career touchdown.
Defense number 2.
Lewis, who was on the coverage of the Devontae Adams touchdown, called for PI right there.
But yeah, going back to that last drive, you talk about the, blocking the back, and then you have the drop pass. Brian Thomas is 5th of the year, and then you have the missed kick, and then just one thing after another after another. And then Cohen talks a lot about the mental toughness, being able to come to London, be on a different schedule, have things go against you early.
As the field gets shorted, Lewis.
And not allow one thing to stack on top of another.
It's the 5th penalty of the day for Jacksonville that had 10 last week. Stafford the defenders and brings it in. 15.
Just a deep curl out here. Find the soft spot in the zone. You see deep curl on the inside to the outside. You see in between three defenders. Throw right on the face mask by Matthew Stafford.
Stafford, 13 of 18, a $110 and 2 touchdown passes already as he sets up from the Jacksonville 17, up 14-0. And the Rams do get the ball first to start the second half. Stafford, screen set up, and he is set up.
Touchdown! Yes!
It's a tough situation as a quarterback when the opposing team is bringing pressure. You got a screen set up, trying to draw them to you, and it didn't open up right away. So Matthew Stafford's coming back and pump faking with Josh Allen right there. Josh Allen does a nice job of reading it, but a perfect throw to the outside. Parkinson able to sneak away from Allen, make the catch, and Convoy in front of her for the touchdown.
Parkinson with a nice score. They're having an expedited review. Pretty much just move the ball down to the 1 yard line.
What?
Apparently, Parkinson was down.
Yep, well, it was short at the goal line.
Replay assist. And
See the left knee hits right there. Hard to see where the ball was. Just a tick short.
he is short.
He is short at the goal line.
Finish it a different way.
Inside the 1. So take the touchdown Parkinson away. Ventrell Miller's tackle brings everybody back out. Aaron Williams behind Stafford. Williams is stopped. And it gets pushed. No signal yet. They're going to rule him down.
No signal yet.
They were stopped there for a minute. Waiting for that whistle to blow. Didn't hear the whistle, but just a touch short.
And he just runs right into Logan. Keeps him out of the end zone. According to the officials. So let's try again. Second and goal.
Touchdown! Oh, hold on, there's the Pants interference. Yeah. Touchdown. Yes, interference.
Just using his hands for the jam here on the bottom of the screen. Uses his hands, throw off the DB, create a little separation, quick throw up and over, and being able to track it. That's what he does. He scores touchdowns. He was talking about all the things that
Yes, the Bills gets Greg Newsome the second.
Because I'm all about touchdowns, and we've seen that once again today. 2 scores for Adams.
And 3 extra points for Cardi. It is 2.
Somebody take it home with zoom in.
It's 21-0. This just in. Jacksonville gives up 20 points a game. So the Rams have already surpassed that total. As Cardi kicks it off with a 21-0 lead. And Brown watches that fly behind him. So Jacksonville will set up shop. This momentous drive. They're on 35. I mean, they got to score. It's that simple because the Rams get the ball first to start the second half, and their defense is on its heels.
Yeah, they got to get something going here, something positive going into the half. They've got to promising drive on the previous one before they missed the field goal. But they got to find something positive to take into halftime.
68 total rushing. As they start their fifth drive of the game with 8 points.
And those are the plays that we continue to talk about with Trevor Lawrence. Everybody misses throws, there's no doubt. But these are the things what we call layups, right? Get your feet lined up. You got a good screen out there to the outside. Maybe a chance for a big play. You can't miss those easy opportunities. And those are the things that continue to sneak in with Trevor Lawrence. You can see a special throw. You can see a great drive. But these things continue to creep in. It's something that he's got to figure out if he wants to take that next step.
2nd and 10 from their 35. Lawrence. Pocket is an open Washington. And he is out. Kobe Durant on the coverage there, but he was wide open, Kurt.
He was really close with the feet. And I see that left foot on the right there. It almost is what you see with Trevor Lawrence. You miss the easy one. He comes back and almost makes a great throw down the sideline. Washington not quite aware of where he's at. I'm not sure he's able to keep his feet in anyways, but almost a big play opportunity. Just a little bit off for this Jags team all day long.
It's fitting that the 2 receivers that were in the spotlight the last 10 minutes here tonight between Washington and Evans. As there's a new timeout called by Trevor Lawrence.
And timeout call by Jaguars as coach.
As it's 3rd and 10. Liam Cohen wanted the play clock to be pumped up. Wasn't getting it. It just seems to be playoff kilter for the team that's been here for much of the week, and the team that just arrived yesterday looks like this is their home game.
It's as if the Rams don't know any better. We don't know that we're supposed to be jet lagged. We're just coming up. We're showing up. We're just going to play a game. And I think that's exactly what Sean McVay was hoping for. We were all questioning that. Hey, I mean, you're on the East Coast. Why not just come over and spend a week here and make sure that there's none of that hangover happening? But, hey, they've had a great success going from West Coast to East Coast. We're going to take the same approach, same schedule, same amount of time in the air, and we feel our guys can just show up and play a game. And they've done well so far.
So 3rd and 10, Lawrence still finds Thomas open. It's a first down grab on Cameron Kitchens and the Rams' 25-yard gain that Jacksonville desperately needed. As Lawrence was close to going over the line of scrimmage, but that's a good pass.
Big lane comes off the right-hand side, and he's a free hitter on Trevor Lawrence. He sees it, steps up in the pocket, makes a nice throw on the run.
From the Rams 41, Lawrence to his left. He's tight and long. He delivers the ball on Lake. Pulling off some piece of Wembley from his face mask here.
Nice little drive going here. See the ball popping out. Great. Going out of bounds, but nice drive. Double big plays. Trevor Lawrence moving. Almost in field goal range already. Plenty of time on the clock. 2 timeouts to go. Now you're talking about, hey, you're not just settle for 3 here. You got to find a way to get 7 on the board.
Just to reiterate, the Rams get the ball first to start the second half. And moving on the this goes to Lawrence. He's a tight end again. Long was the one there before. Johnny Mutt grabs that one. First down. And fast. Got to get some tempo.
We've got lots of time. Don't have to rush this thing. 3 minutes to go. 2 timeouts.
Washington with the grab. It's a first down grab inside the 15-yard line on Kobe Durant.
Nice throw right here on the wrap in route. It's a right between the 1 and the 1 into tight coverage.
They're going fast, Kurt. I guess the tempo is better than anything else here, since this is one of their best drives. ETN runs that up the middle. Could take them to the 2-minute warning if they just want to take their foot off of the gas for a second.
I almost wonder, hey, we want to try to score, see if we can go back to the Rams, stop us, maybe get a second shot at this thing. But Interesting that they're going fast. Plenty of time here. You don't have to rush anything. As much time off the clock, so Rams don't have a chance to score before the half.
See Liam Coleman screaming, hurry up. 2 seconds before the 2-4. See little Dixie Hewis trying to talk around the end. Cameron Kitchens.
And we reached the 2-1.
Ball back to the Rams. Before the end of the half, Florida gets the ball first. What happens here on 3rd and 7? Barnes remain in the pocket. He's that one out. Incomplete. He was looking for Travis Hunter. No good. So
Almost able to pull this in. That left hand out there, but I got to say, 2 weeks in London,
they're going for it here.
I've been a little bit perplexed by the operation. The Jets last week, the Jags this week on what we're trying to do, why we're hurrying up to score this much time on the clock, 3 timeouts for the Rams.
Timeout for the Rams. Again, so you don't.
First timeout called by the Rams. That's called.
4th and 2. You go for the 50-yarder from Cam Lowe just to get some points. He misses. And then the Rams march right down the field, making a 3-score game here now. You're not going to take the 3, I guess, because now you're down 21. And they're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
You're saying to yourself, you're close enough here that we haven't been down these close. We haven't had any great drives. Let's try to put 7 on the board. But again, I go back to why they were hurrying up on this entire drive. Just use the clock. Force the Rams to call timeouts if they want to. But to hurry up here, and now you got 4 down, really whatever happens. You score a touchdown here, you have an incomplete pass right here. You're giving the ball back to Matthew Stafford with 2 timeouts to go with just under 2 minutes. I'm not really sure of the thought process.
Here's the dice roll. 4th and 7. 52 to go in this half. Down 21-0. 87. Going for 6. Lawrence is going to run. Way to go. He does not.
And he did not get it. Yes.
Just good coverage on the back end. No separation, nowhere to really try to jam it in. No space, trying to run it. Good job by the white jerseys to stay at home and then fill it at the last second. Now here we are. Matthew Stafford getting the ball back. Plenty of time on the clock. 2 timeouts. Wow. A possible scoring opportunity for the Jags. A lot of time left for Matthew Stafford. For more points on the board before the half.
Lawrence needed 7, he got 4. You also saw Williams was the first one there to go low on Lawrence, and then first cleaned it up. First down the line. Nice game by Williams. The clock rolls under 90 seconds to go here in this half.
The Rams aren't in any hurry either. Almost as if they're happy to go into the half 21-0.
Lewis is down. Talented 9th-year man holding that left arm. Williams in on that. Stop there. Williams with 27 yards rushing. Stafford with 127 yards passing. As again, Williams on Lewis right there. Lewis is still down. Just to continue on with what we're saying, Kurt, about the Rams coming into this game, how would Matthew Stafford fare without his stellar wide receiver, Puka Nacua? I mean, this team, the Rams, are 2 and 3 without Nacua in the 5 games that he's missed since he came into this league. And all Stafford has done is find 7 different receivers. Three of them tight ends. Kyron Williams, Devontae Montfield is a rookie who caught his first touchdown to start the scoring. Devontae Adams, the GOAT, with 2 touchdowns. He's also targeted his 4th tight end, Terrence Ferguson, and it's been all team effort. There is no eye on Adams, but he is leading the team with 2 touchdowns. They gave a first down to the Rams there.
First down, yes.
And 20 to go.
It's been an interesting year just overall for the Rams. A team that could be undefeated at this point in time. The game in Philadelphia with the blocked field goals led to Philly getting the win. Playing against San Francisco, they go for it on 4th down late in that game, trying to finish that off, end up losing by 3. So a team that feels like they could be undefeated if things had fallen in their favor. Man, great start here, 21-0 as they head into the half.
It's going to take a knee if he was here.
Takes the knee.
To take this 21-point lead into the half.
It does the first half.
Looking to catch a touchdown pass for the Rams since Lueders did it in week 18 of his rookie season. And here is the opening kickoff of the second half. Look at Smith. Trying to make a move right there, but nicely done by the Jacksonville Jaguars, whose head coach Liam Cohen spoke to our center watch.
Liam, I know you've talked about that this team can't be its own game record. 66 penalty yards in that first half. What did you tell them at the break?
Yeah, it's frustrating for sure. I don't know about the hundreds. There's some of those that are a little ticky-tacky, but at the end of the day, we got to handle ourselves. And let's move on. Forget that 30 minutes somehow, some way. And let's just go play the best 30 minutes, coach the best 30 minutes that we can, and then look up at the scoreboard and see what happens.
How do you get this offense in a rhythm?
Yeah, we've had a couple of drives there. We just couldn't. We stalled out, missed the one field goal, and then went for it on the 4th down. But it's just we're going back into G-Bot too many times, too many second and longs, first and longs, and that's not a good recipe for any offense to have success.
Thanks, Liam. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
6-yard gain for Kyron Williams to start the second half for the Rams. 2nd and 4, Stafford. Nice throw, incomplete, as he was targeting his tight end, Tyler Higbee, who had 3 catches on the first drive alone.
Nice little double move here. A lot of choice spots with their tight end. Set him up to the outside, turn the corner. You mentioned it, that perfect run right there. And that from Stafford. That's what Higbee's running at.
Nice coverage by Dennis Garnett. You can see it's been raining all day here in Wembley. 3rd and 4, big stop for the Jaguars defensively if they can come up with it.
Now it's a score for first down. Oh, hold on, there's a flag in the field.
On the line of scrimmage. 11 if it stands up. Not for Adrian Hill to suss out here. See Stanford telling his sideline this is going to be on Jacksonville.
Good, yes.
The line judge pointing in that direction as well. Still chatting. Let's talk about that.
I think Jordan Lewis had a little bit of home on that side of the field.
There were 2 fouls on the play. Holding offense number 73. Legal contact defense number 2.
These fellas offset.
Remains going out.
Steve Avila, the hold up front. Like you mentioned, Jordan Lewis on the back end offsets that.
See the hold here coming on the left-hand side of the screen. Arm comes up on Hines Allen. And then on the other end, contact, little hold right there. Too far down the field. Getting the flag on the other end, but all in all, wipes out a huge play for the Rams.
Well, so now it's another huge 3rd and 4. Try again. On his own 42. Stanford calling out the signals. was intended for Kyron Williams. Well, he popped up in the air, and the Jaguars almost had their 15th takeaway of the season. Look in on that.
You can see right here, playing through the ball there, doesn't ever hit the ground. Hooligan tips it out. Jordan Lewis coming in here, not able to pull it out of there. That would have been a huge change of momentum for the Jags.
Instead, it's a free and out that the Jaguars desperately needed. Just nicely kicked by. If you want to dig out, you just got to take one series at a time. The Jacksonville defense did its part on the first series. Let's see what the Jaguars can do on their own 12. Play assist, move the ball a couple yards. Trevor Lawrence's first snap in the second. Makes a nice move and gets through and squirts for the first down. 8-11.
Let's try to get something good to happen. A little bit of a fake bubble screen to the wide receiver on the left-hand side. Coming off to your playmaking back on the right-hand side. It's a little bit of help there. Split some defenders. Nice first play to get things going.
Going fast to use some tempo. Lawrence to his left. Almost intercepted as Washington fell down. Williams, who's had a terrific day so far, had a chance to pick that off, Kurt.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of slipping on the turf tonight. Big in and out, little contact there, but you see his weight not over the top of his feet, just leaning back, goes to the ground, and as you mentioned it, almost a nice interception over the top.
2nd and 10 from their 32.5. 28.5, pardon me. Lawrence, quick throw. Is caught and taken for the first down right there. And landing on the stop. A nice gain by Travis Hunter for his first catch of the day. 11.
Nice read on the route, little stick route, pushes up 5 yards and just turns around, finds a space. One after catch.
They're going fast. You like this, guy?
Yeah, I do. They had some good rhythm at the end of the first half. I know I questioned why they were going fast, but at least they were having some success when they had a little bit of up-tempo stuff. And continue here in the second half.
Lawrence on the play fake. There's Hunter again. Travis Hunter on the sideline. Nice move right there on space. Another first down grab. 2 in a row for the second overall pick.
When you see why they want to get the ball in space and find touches for him. Double team on Brian Thomas, just kick it to 12 with hesitation. They will pick up the first down, but he is so elusive. His start and stop ability is so special, and why they're really trying to focus on getting offense a little bit more than defense right now.
Started on their 12. It's now right at midfield. And the Jaguar logo here in the middle of Wembley. It's Washington. Needs the edge flat. Comes in late.
Looks like it's going to be a hold against Jacksonville.
Came in from deep in the secondary.
Holding offense.
Yes!
Yeah, you're going to see 17 right here, the right hand, the jersey, getting up around the defender right there. A lot of times you like to think the wide receivers keep your arms in tight. They may not call it, but you see a little pull on the white jersey. I think right before that, he got his right arm out, kind of bear hugging the defender before he was able to get that hand back inside, is what led to the flag.
6 penalties on the day. Rams have yet to be flagged. So now they're back inside their own territory. Marked it off from the point of the penalty, so it's on their own 42, 1st and 18. Barnes to his left. Washington, but nicely done by Williams. Flags coming over. It's a late one. The back judge couldn't get the flag out of his waist. It just dropped right down at his legs.
Almost looked like the same play they ran just a few plays before that. Washington slipped and was almost The interception by Williams. Now they come back with it again. It's going to be a flag on Williams on the back end.
Pass interference, defense number 31.
Just as I say, the Rams have yet to be flagged.
Right on cue, and it's a nice little drive here by Jacksonville going, and you see push out, the ball to the inside, you see the contact up around the head, maybe just a touch early, right there before the ball gets hit.
So that wipes out the holding penalty, and the Jaguars are now in Rams territory. Trying to start this first half off, second half off on their first drive with some points. Lawrence, he had it all set up, but Monk dropped it. He's maybe hearing the landman footsteps.
Well, I mean, it's exactly what you want. You want the defense to pressure when you're running the screen. Bring everybody. Let me just dump it off to my tight end. And you just right on cue, and it's a nice little drive here by Jacksonville going, and you see push out, the ball to the inside. You see the contact up around the head, maybe just a touch early, right there before the ball gets hit.
So that wipes out the holding
It's a
penalty.
pass interference against Williams.
Rams territory. Trying to start this first half off, second half off on their first drive with some points. Lawrence, he had it all set up, but Monk dropped it. He's maybe hearing the landman footsteps.
Well, I mean, it's exactly what you want. You want the defense to pressure when you're running the screen. Bring everybody. Let me just dump it off to my tight end. And you just gotta make the play. And again, going back to the same theme we've been talking about throughout, the same theme that Lincoln was, talking to his team about all week long is we can't wreck this game. We can't make these mistakes over and over and over again. Perfect opportunity there. Quick screen set up for a big play. The tight end just drops it.
Second and 10. Thomas balls following. Incomplete, but there is another flag on the play. And it's going to be a hold on Curl.
Oh, you're kidding.
Before the pass, holding, defense number 3.
Only's gonna be called against Cam Curl.
Rams penalty gives the Jaguars a first down.
Take a seat in the slot right here, the left hand of Curl, moved by Brian Thomas, just hooks him right there and spins him. Easy call. Back in, Thomas almost able to make the tip. Circus catch.
So it's a fresh set of downs for the Jaguars. Ball rests on the Los Angeles 38. Rams offense went 3 and out for Sean McVay. The Jaguars offense, starting from their own 12, is driving. That was Carnell Lake's kid, Quentin Lake. Batting that one down.
Now, if you're a DB, you're bringing pressure right here. They're throwing a screen, man. You know if you can make this catch, it's 6 points for you. Not an easy catch. Obviously, a little bit of heat on that, only a few yards away, but man, right in the hands, you know, Quentin Lake is just saying, that's fine. I want the touchdown right there. Don't give me opportunities like that.
Second and 10. Play of this drive for Jacksonville. Desperate need of points. Lawrence connects with Travis Hunter. It's his third catch of the day, third on this drive. It's a third and short.
So smooth in and out of place. Tough to cover him. Not a lot of wasted movement. Job tapping the toes here on the sideline. Big third down here for the Jags because you know last time out they went for it on fourth down trying to get 7 points on the board. You almost feel like man, we got some momentum. The drive's going well. Do we keep it going on fourth down? You see the breakdown right here. All offense today for Travis Hunter. That was the focus coming in. Not a single snap of defense.
Third and 2. Lawrence to his left, throws high, not the intended receiver, brings up 4th and 2.
That ball get tipped or just come out high and hot. No, doesn't look like it. And again, those are the missed opportunities that you're talking about. You get a little hitch route there that moves the chains, and not only do you miss, but end up missing by 5 yards in a situation like that. You just can't have it. Those are the layups that you have to be able to make if you're Trevor Lawrence.
4th and 2. It would have been from 48, down 21, coming for it.
Did not get it. Yes.
Miscommunication leads to another.
The next offensive series is a throw to Blake Corn. And that's just, again, another shot.
Right there, and you see the rush. You saw the window there. Let me throw it quick. I'm not sure who this is on. Is Brown supposed to look quick? Is Trevor supposed to wait for him to get across the ball, which is what we normally do on the shallow route? But either way, these are the little miscues that have been costing this team over and over again. One of these guys was a little bit off, getting his head turned, throwing it a little bit quick. We missed the opportunity, hand the ball right back to the Rams.
You're looking to on that stop. The Jaguars can get another 3 out, 2nd and 4. Flies late from the secondary.
There is no call for intentional grounding. Number 22 is in the area.
But there is a flag that's resting on Jacksonville 45, deep in the secondary.
It's the art of the throwaway by Matthew Stafford. Just always aware of where his guys are. You get pressure around you.
Non-intentional grounding.
This thing at the feet of his running back. Know exactly where he's at. Save that extra yard.
Before the pass, illegal contact.
Yes!
See him right here. Off on the route. Contact right there. Carries him. Grabs the hip as well. Great job on one end by Matthew Stafford to make sure he doesn't take the sack to get the benefit. Another penalty on the other end for the Jags.
It's the sack and the intentional grounding. So the Oregon penalty stands, and it is a first down for the Rams. Less than 10 minutes to go with a 21-point lead. Attempt to just hand it off to Corn, who spins to get extra yardage. That's a gain of 5 on first down. Miller on the stop.
How nice is it that the Rams are sitting here 21-0. Their superstar wide receiver not having to play in this game. Have an opportunity off the line next week to get healthy. Everybody else stepping up, making plays. And that Stafford shows it there.
Nice move, trying to spin for a first down. Corn gets gang tackled with 48. Just as we're hurtling towards the what's at stake portion of our broadcast. The Rams flying home. The Arizona Cardinals welcome into Green Bay Packers. It's going to be Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. And tonight, San Francisco 49ers expect to start Matt Jones again on Sunday Night Football on our friends on NBC. Sunday night, Atlanta, and then watch Monday Night Football with the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Texans. So just notching a win and flying all the way home would feel good for the Rams. 3rd and short. Stanford wants Adams. Incomplete. It's Travis Hunter on the coverage of Travis Hunter. Getting some snaps for the first time on defense off the Devontae Adams.
Okay, bring it on. You guys better at being able to create separation. You see, he won early. Ball's just a little bit short by Matthew Stafford, allowing Travis Hunter to make up for it. But you just see, well done playing the football. This guy's got tremendous instincts, great catch-up speed, but the ability to turn around and track the football is where he's so rare.
That's how you avoid that penalty flag, too. So the Jaguars defense brings off another punt. punt in the second half. As a fair catch is called, and we don't see any flag for interference there.
Is slight, but again, he gets the opportunity to make that catch free of any contact. I could see that could have been easily called.
Instead, it's on their own 9-yard line to start this drive. Lawrence from his end zone. Deep over the middle. He's got ground. The connection did not work on fourth down, and the last drive starts off this drive with a 40-yard gain. Kurt.
Well, we are entering timeouts.
So he'll take the 39-yard gain, but man, Trevor Lawrence gets that out and falls short a little bit earlier. That could possibly be a touchdown for the Jags. Now 21 halfway through the third quarter. It's 2.
Nice game. Lowers his head and gets it past the 45. He landed on the stop.
They found themselves in this position a number of times here recently. You know, it started out punt, and they've been able to move the football, get it across the 50, have not been able to finish anything yet. That has got to be the goal on this drive. We've got to find a way to finish this drive, make the plays in front of us, and get 7 points on the board.
And this field goal and 2 turnover on downs for the Jaguars. Thus 0 points. Lawrence off the play fake. Steps up. He's got room. Makes a move on that man. Gets out of bounds. At the 30-yard line. Gain of 15.
Coverage on the back end. And they tried to run a few times. A deep corner, deep over, nobody open. Good job by Trevor Lawrence. Check the football, put it in your outside hand. Nice game down the 30-yard line. Now you're feeling pretty good if you're the Jags. You just need one, right? We got to start with one, as you said earlier. This has got to be that one.
And Lawrence now the leading rusher of this team on this day. 18 yards for the Jaguars on the ground for 16. Off to 2. 3 on first down. Clock rolling towards 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
A lot of time left at this point. 6 in the third, as you said. You start to wonder, do we have to push the envelope and go for it on fourth down if we're not able to get
I'll just answer that question for you.
There's a lot of time left. There's a lot of things that can happen. We just need to get some points on the board, get something positive going. Would you say yes, no matter what?
3 possessions time, sir. I say yes. Lawrence. Maintain control down to the ground, and he's still down. It's unliving.
And the game of inches. Just a bit high there, but it's him in both hands. You say you gotta make that catch. You're a number one guy. We need a play to be made. There's an opportunity to make it. We need you to go down with that one, number 7.
And he is currently not on the field, taking a knee on the sideline on this crucial 3rd and 7 from the 27 of Los Angeles. Lawrence, quick over the middle. That was quickly coming up big. It's Travis Hunter had room to run if he could have connected with Lawrence there.
Great play on the football, right leg, off the quick post. Travis Hunter, see the pressure coming there, but just that left hand at the last second, they're going to knock that thing away. You're right, Jags are huddled up.
Kurt down 21-0. I mean, the defense has done its job in the second half.
It's a lot of time left. Again, I understand completely why you go for it here. You just need some points on the board.
And Lillard watches as Lawrence takes the snap. Fourth down, Trevor Lawrence.
He did not get the first down again. Yes.
Los Angeles Rams enter Cody Turner, leading the way along with Byron Young. Another third turnover for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're down 21.
just as much in the pass game. Having 3 catches already.
Matthew Stafford takes over from his own 27 with a chance to potentially solve this thing with play. Lueders, the first down run. I shorted Braden Fisk that quarterback rush. He's the one that got there first, Kurt.
Well, let's go back to this play. You wonder, okay, Trevor throw it 4th down, but you're going to see the 3 receivers off to the right-hand side, and you're going to see recover. Actually, it's number 4 that he would have had to get to right there, but you mentioned it, the little twist game that Byron Young and Fisk got home before he could get there.
His receiver, Terrence Ferguson, the rookie tight end out of Oregon, threw it before he got out of his break, but they could not connect, bringing up 3rd and 7. And church bells here in London.
Is that for the Jags?
That is the Jaguars home game, sir. Otherwise, you know whose house it is, right? Usually. Otherwise, yes, I would say for Los Angeles.
No doubt. Jags had 3 opportunities to score. Another Thorn out on that last play, that last drive, and just a struggle to be able to finish anything today.
30 seconds for Stafford. His high talons all over him, but he escapes it, throws it downfield, and nobody's there. So the Jaguars' defense has done its job in the second half, Kurt. It's just the offense can't put points on the board.
Well, maybe they should have stuck in 3 there. Like, get some positive things going. You know, start scoring. You got to get 1 before you can get 3. But you're right. The defense has shown up, made some plays, get the ball back to their offense, but offense just moving the football, not able to finish anything. And still, 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd. A lot of time left.
Whistles, flags, quick snap. And this will be on the Rams.
Ball start, offense, number 47. 5-yard penalty, base first down.
The rare long snapper false start. He's on Alex Ward. Stafford shaking his head at the tablet right now. What does that tell you? It's the tablet head shaking.
I think he's shaking his head on that first corner route to the
Alex Ward jumped too early.
Let it go. I thought just a touch early, trying to anticipate what led to the miss. And he's shaking his head like, how did I miss that?
Caught by Washington. Makes a little move. It's upfield. And tiptoed down the sideline. So that's good field position for Trevor Lawrence. Back in 30 seconds. After 3 and outs to start this game, and they have moved the football on a missed field goal. And not 1, not 2, but 3 turnovers on downs. Kept this a shutout for the Rams defense. And run by number 1 on first down. The flag comes in late on that.
Looks like it's going to be hold against Jacksonville.
From the secondary. This was
Personal foul facing defense, number 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Ty Hamilton with the face mask as Etienne was running in between the tackles. That was an easy call from the back judge. And look, the Jaguars are on the Rams 35.
They're right back where they've been the last 3 drives. Now let's see if it ends here like it has on the last 3 drives.
Still a lot of time left. Lawrence, flags down. Yards out of bounds. Let's see who this is on.
Let's see what the build is going to be called.
Rams think it's on Jacksonville.
Good! Yes! An eligible man downfield is called against. Let's see. Patrick McCoy.
See, down the field more than 1 yard before the ball He's caught by the receiver.
Spates blew it up anyway. But it is now 1st and 15. The Rams will take the yardage. It was going to be a loss. The Rams decided to take the yardage as opposed to the down. 1st and 15. They haven't moved the ball back there.
The marker says second, so I think they're lining up.
Here we go.
Yes.
Big play by the 4th-year man out of UCLA. All Bruins are doing it these days.
Like here at the bottom of the screen, it's just a free hitter. You got to have a pressure plan. You got to know if that guy's coming free, where do I get rid of the football? Now, he felt it, thought he was going to be able to spin out and answer the question with his legs, but I see it every week. We're going to talk about it every week. Have a pressure plan. When you have an unblocked defender, you've got to find a quick throw to get the football out and not take a big sack like that.
Now it's 3rd and 23. 4th sack of the day for the Rams. Lawrence to his left. Towels are down. And Lawrence is out of bounds. Aaron Young led the charge for the Rams there. And out comes the punt unit. How's the towel down? That's not a penalty. That's just, tearing on the field. That's all.
I feel like if they're going to score, they're going to have to score from their own side of the field, because every time they get to the Rams side of the field, it's just chaos for this Jaguar offense.
So they had one of those on a punt return. That got wiped out to the penalty. David Smith inside his own 10. Takes the low punt. From the 7, steps out of bounds. So, this friendly reminder that the International Series may be done with London, but it is not done by a long shot. That Falcons-Colts game in Berlin should be a doozy in Week 10, and then the following week, the International Series ends in Madrid. First NFL regular season game in that beautiful city between the Commanders and the Dolphins. Check it out on NFL Network and stream it on NFL Plus. The International Series began, Kurt, with you and I in the booth in Sao Paulo, in Brazil. We've been all over the map. Racking up those 3 months. That's what I have, doesn't it? It's us. It's just 6 seasons. We're only 7 weeks into this thing. And then glorious 4 windows of football, 4 straight weeks. I've never been 3 here in London. Come to an end here, 2025, when this one is finished. The Rams are trying to finish off the Jaguars again on offense. Blake Corum with the first down. Carry Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Rich, Puka Nacua, Sean McVay told us, is going to be good to go after this guy. And he told us there's not one guy that's going to step in and fill his role. But when I talked to McVay at halftime, he said they're doing exactly what they wanted, how they drew it up in terms of spreading the ball around. He said at this point, this is about sustaining what they've done in this first half, those 21 first half points, the most that they've scored. And I have to say, we came into this thing ready to go. Forget that jet lag, guys.
Appreciate it. Second down run here by it's a 3rd down. In the London games, this is the 60th International Series game ever. It's the 27th here in London. Almost half of the International Series here is hallowed ground in London.
Just expanded. As you said, Berlin coming out, places every year.
Rio next year. Australia's on the docket. 3rd and 4. Stafford trying to get the first down, and he cannot. He's looking for Higby. It was well done by Wingard on the coverage, and it's another stop to the Jacksonville defense, which is doing its job after halftime.
Same play the Jags tried to throw to Travis Hunter in the last 4th down. It's another one, maybe a couple drops here in the second half. Give the ball back to the Jags.
So there's 16 minutes and 5 seconds left in this game. The Jaguars, Parker Washington, is back to receive this. Calls for fair catch and lets it drop. And it'll be stopped by Brown at the 21-yard line. Back in 30 seconds out. I did not know that. That team is the Los Angeles Rams. We did it last week in Baltimore. Okay. We did it week one against Houston. Right now, they're almost halfway home to doing it again. 53 seconds left in this third quarter. Lawrence plays it. Tyler Davis was bearing down on him. So he just threw it at the feet of Travis Etienne, 2nd and 10.
Hindsight is 2020, and you keep saying go, 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 and I'm a guy that's like kick, kick, kick. The Jags had 3 opportunities inside the Rams' end of the field where they went for it on 4th down. All 3 would have been under 50-yard kicks. They make all 3 of those 21-9 at this point. With a minute to go in the third quarter, it's a completely different game.
Give Cam Little on your fantasy team. I do not. Okay. Do not. Full disclosure. Lawrence. Going deep for Thomas. And there was some contact. No flag and also no completion. Cam curl on the coverage.
Well, the contact, it looked almost like it was offensive. Ryan Thomas ends up slowing down to create that contact, and then the ball's a little too far for him to make the catch. Just keep running. See how he slows down right there, and then he can't get to the football. Just misjudged it a little bit. We see the little push. But just keep going. Let the ball come to you. They got a chance for a big play.
That was Crow who finished it off, and Emmanuel Phillips is the one who said that. Calls that not offensive pass. And it's 3rd and 10, and now it's going to be 3rd and 15.
Ball start offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty for his 3rd down.
Carey with his 3rd penalty of the game.
Coach Cohen's got to be on the sideline. We talked about this all week. We've been talking about it all year. That our biggest enemy.
Patrick McCoy jumped too early.
It's easy to look at the penalties and talk about those, but even the play before, Brian Thomas, just keep running through the football. Trust your quarterback to put the ball out there, make the catch, and have a big play.
8th penalty of the day for Jacksonville. They had 10 last week. 3rd and 15. Lawrence over the middle. Incomplete. Washington.
Did not get the first down. Yes.
The catch could have been made with a ton of yak after it, Kurt.
And everybody taking their turn. That's the other thing. It's so hard to fix when you can't put your finger on one person or one area. It's just been all over the board. We've seen it both sides of the football. We've seen it on special teams, and again, right there. I mean, that is a catch that you just have to make.
So the 3 and out. Xavier Smith catching this one. That's number 38. That's where it shall end. So last night. Oh, you like that selfie, Kurt? I do. I'm a selfie. This one, I didn't take this picture. Great night at Craven Cottage as Arsenal took out Fulham 1-0. Arsenal, owned by Stan Kroenke, the owner of the Rams. Fulham, owned by John Kahn, the owner of the Jaguars. So that's what happens.
A little something going yesterday, a little something going today.
Yeah, so right now, Stan Kroenke looking to sweep the weekend. Stafford goes to Williams. Looks that a couple. Troy Reader was first on the spot.
Have you been to a Premier League match? I have never been.
Amazing.
Never been. But I got to see they love their football over here. Had to be a great environment.
Some of the chants are not safe for work, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, yeah? What were you hearing? What were you hearing?
A word that rhymes with banker.
Okay. All right, I've heard it a few times over the last 10
Tries. There's some kids out there watching Kurt. I'm trying to be safe for work and family friendly. Fourth quarter. So all of the Rams points came in the first half. Devontae Adams split up his 2 touchdowns in the first and second quarters. To start the fourth quarter, the Rams up 21-0 on their own 39-yard line on 2nd and 8. It's Kyron Williams to Stafford's.
And it's a first down, Jeff.
Those wide receiver screens are such a big part of the Rams offense, but when we're talking to Sean McVay, we're like, okay, who gets to take those over since Cooper's not playing? He said probably won't be much of an element in this game because Cooper is so good at it. Why waste our time? You see, we need to take advantage of that one right here on a quick pass.
Play fake to Williams. That's a grab right there by Xavier Smith. That's his second catch of the day. Second-year player out of Florida A&M. Everybody pitching in today with that man wearing a slicker. That's the aircraft business. I mean, the number of guys that Les Heed has hit in the draft, and certainly in the 2023 draft, the Los Angeles Rams that also features Byron Young and Kobe Turner. Years ago, the first and fifth, just to name a few. Young Rams at the end of the day here doesn't go anywhere. Kyron Williams, second down run. Lueders is just a tackling machine year in and year out.
It was fun to hear people talk about Puka. To a man, just talking about what he brings and how this team feeds off of him, the physicality, the energy that he brings. And then Sean McVay was saying, man, maybe the best thing about him not playing is it forces me to get away from sending everything his way because he's just so automatic in so many situations. Now I got to open it up and get other people involved and see what we've got in some of these other guys.
9 different receivers. Hit by number 9 on 3rd and 4, looking for more.
Oh, hold on. There's a flag on the field.
Just fitting right there. Hold the pass interference on the back end. Guys get home, get a sack, turn it back over. Holding defense.
Yes!
Just exactly what we've been talking about. It's been the issue. You see the whole on the jersey right there, but man, you get the big play on one end. Everybody's excited. We're going to get the ball back. We're going to fill it out. Make the mistake on the other end.
So instead of it being a sack and getting off the field, it's the Rams on the Jacksonville side of the field, 1st and 10. And there's Williams. Got 4. Johnson first in on the stop. The clock's rolling towards 12 and a half to go. Lawrence, that's what quarterbacks face, right? That's right. Just figure out what is happening here today.
Yeah, just the frustration because, as I said, everybody's taking their turn. He's missed some throws. Some guys have missed some catches on the back end. We've seen 3 or 4 of those. A penalty on special teams. You've missed your kicks. There we see a sack and then a penalty on the other. I mean, it's just everybody across the board is so tough to fix. As I said earlier, when you can't put your finger on just one thing.
Taking a sweet time to snap it. He's rolling out with a ton of room in front of him. And he's taken out of bounds for a short gain there. Trying to track him down. Here we go. Lewicomb was in on it. So 3rd and 5. Jacksonville needs a stop desperately, and they need points. And they need points when they get deep into the Rams' end, as they have continuously from the middle of the second quarter on. Defensive coordinator Anthony Campanelli exhorting on his troops. It's a long skips pass. His intended receiver Higbee with Winger in on the coverage brings up 4th down. We'll see what Sean McVay wants to do. He's going to leave the offense out on the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's like freaking once. How much are you really gaining in this situation?
It's a 53-yard field goal you get. But instead,
but we've seen a little bit of issues with the turf. It's been raining all afternoon as we've been talking about it. It seems to be getting a little bit slicker as the game goes by. Maybe slipping on that attempt to break to the inside.
It's Williams in motion. Could this be on Jacksonville? This would be their 10th penalty today, matching last week's total.
Before the snap, neutral zone infraction.
Yes!
So it's not a first, but I don't know if Liam Cohen really that's a silver lining for him there. What must he be thinking about that?
I think he's just thinking what he thought coming in. Is that we've got a good football team if we don't continue to hurt ourselves. And then the theme that he talked about all week has been the same thing that has shown up time and time and time again. I don't even know if they were going to snap the football here.
So now it's fourth. Less than a yard. He's got himself a receiver.
Touchdown! Yes!
It's a 4-pack for number 9, 30-yarder, and the Rams are putting it on the Jaguars.
You got a 21-point lead. You can mess around with some things and call the naked bootleg, but it's a double move. You're going to see the corner post. Normally on a naked bootleg, you run to the corner. We're going to give a little lean there. They can think we're running that naked bootleg, come back to the post, and he's wide open. And another great throw by Matthew Stafford for the touchdown.
Buzz and Lindley. As Cardi kicks the extra point. Loki. Longest play of the game for the Rams, and it is Terrence Burns. Matthew Stafford is just on an absolute heater. 18th career 4-passing touchdown game for him, 6th since he came to Los Angeles. And it's 28-0. Cardi gets that in the landing area and through. Good morning, football. It's a great way to kick your weekdays off. Football's favorite morning show. It's not a morning show on the NFL. Good morning, football. Wednesdays at 8. So I guess if you don't have Puka Nakua, let's throw it to not one, but 2 rookies for touchdowns. One who's a wide receiver in Conate Mumfield, who coming into the game had only 1 catch for 7 yards on the season. And then let's throw in to Terrence Ferguson, who had only 1 catch for 21 yards on the season, and that 1 touchdown was for 31 yards. Unbelievable. Trevor Lawrence. He gets something open.
Sack! Yes!
As that was Josiah Stewart, who showed up for the sack.
And you know, the first touchdown is always a special one, but memorable to go across the pond and get that first one in a different country. You see the sack right there by Stewart. Man, just been a long day for this Jags offense that hasn't been able to figure anything out, find a way to finish anything.
5th sack of the day. No sacks for Jacksonville. Nice grab by Trevor. Nice grab by Travis Hunter from Trevor Lawrence right there. That's a first down grab. The Jaguars are just going fast. 8-21 for number 12.
The leading receiver on the day, 5 catches for Travis Hunter. Said they wanted to get him more involved, get him more touches, 8 to 10 touches. But they got 5 so far.
50 yards on the day for Hunter. Lawrence. Washington makes that grab. Now the ball rests on the LA 41. Clock on 10 minutes. 8-26 after 8-21. Hunter and Washington on the catches.
Dare I say they're in danger zone right now? This is where they've stalled out all of their drives.
second-half shutout on the season. The only team has more than one in the NFL. 2nd and 2 after the gain of 8 for 2. Nice.
Almost going to be called against the offense.
That's his first career national touchdown.
It's not enough.
Trophy winner is finally on the board. National Football League, 33 yards.
Deep quarter route is going to run right through the contact. Penalty, good throw by Trevor Lawrence, but you see the speed and fluidity of Travis Hunter to be able to turn the corner and run away from people at this level, and it's exactly why they need and want to get him more involved. They're focusing a little bit more on the offensive side.
And the extra point is good. So cheerio from Johnny. Here's draft to move up 3 spots to select him 2nd overall behind Cam Ward. Outside kick. It's loose. So close. But it's recovered by the Rams.
I got exactly what you want right here. Ball bounce gets to go off the chest. Williams right there. A shot at him right there, but just wrong the time.
Quentin Lake is the one who came in across the field to dive in on that first ball.
Waiting on the spot. He's had those big plays today. Coming off on the pressure from Trevor Lawrence. Knocking the 4th down play away to Travis Hunter. Finding the football right there. All over the place.
What a big sequence that would have been. That's Clay Corum to start this drive. Kaiser, number 8, on the top right there. So Kyler Murray will not be going today. It'll be Jacoby Brissett for the 2 and 4 Cardinals against the Green Bay Packers, while Sam Darnold Seahawks finish up the weekend on our friends on ESPN on a Monday Night Football against the Texans, and tonight on our friends on NBC. Sorry, NBC. It'll be Matt Jones and the Niners taking on Atlanta, which has won a couple in a row. So the Rams could be the first 5-win team in their division if they can hold on here with 8:27 and change to go. Nice comeback. He's 2 yards shy of the first down. 3rd down.
And so big to stay ahead in that win column. I was talking about a couple weeks ago. They lost that game to San Francisco. Late decision to go for a 4th down. Sean McVay stopping, but losing that football game. So technically, came back of the 49ers, so you want to stay ahead in that regard. But going into the bye, all these teams that come over to Europe, they have an opportunity to choose if they want to have their bye following that. So the Rams will go home if they hold on to this thing and win, leading the division. They have a big 3rd down here, though.
And there's whistles pre-snap. And a delay of game, it looks like.
So too early. Yep, too late.
Stops the clock. Moves the Rams 5 yards back. It'll now be 3rd and 7. Jacksonville needs to take advantage of this one.
Obviously, you got your points on the board last time out. Push it a little bit further back. They may not go for a field goal if they can pick this up right here. We talked about it. The defense, outside of some key penalties that they've had, have played pretty well here in the 2nd half, given opportunity after opportunity to their offense to see if they can do it one more time.
Jacksonville 42. 3rd and 7 for Stafford. Where he has 4 touchdown passes in the game and hands off to Tyler Williams.
First down, yes.
3rd down run, Kurt.
Great call right there by Sean McVay. Everybody in the building thinks you got to throw it in this situation after the 5-yard penalty. He's going to hand off the draw. And my goodness. honest, Rich. With that 6 flat 40 time of yours, I think you could have got through that hole.
That is a very large statement, sir, that I do not intend to try and back up for you. As much as I love you, I would like to see it anyways. Right.
In your suit, running through that hole.
I'll learn to turn left now, sound faster. Nice move by Blake. A lot of spinning in the traffic. Spin gets him to the 30.
As we continue on here talking about the Rams, I mean, you think about it, talking to Sean McVay about where this team is. I mean, they could easily be undefeated coming into this game. I talked about it earlier, the Philly game, the blocked field goal, they flip that game, they get a loss there. San Francisco heading in to score a touchdown, go for it on fourth, get stopped there to lose by 3. And just, talking to Sean McVay about that, he's like, yeah, we could have been, but we also could have lost the Colts game. So you got a call from my old coach, Dick Vermeer, another great Rams coach, to say, hey, sometimes this week just has a way of balancing things out.
Coach Vermeer is just a game run by Corn, just in terms of what the Rams have done today without everyone. I know we've been hammering on this since kick. 9 different players with at least one catch. That's time for
the timeout call by Jaguars coach.
Jacksonville calls a timeout. The last game that they've had 10 or more different players with at least one catch was when Nick Foles was a St. Louis Rams quarterback in 2015 against the Bengals. Great stat, Jack. And I mean, talk about the way the Rams have prepared for the week. They're home to the Baltimore Orioles because they played the Ravens. Look, famous battery of Stafford and the rest of his mates throwing it around right there in the home of the Orioles, and then they flew out here just yesterday, Friday night into Saturday, and a lot of people were wondering, hey, do they not know about jet lag?
We were wondering, some of the players were wondering, but Sean McVay knew exactly what he was doing. Hey, on the schedule before, going from the West Coast to the East Coast, it's worked out really well. They've had a lot of success. So let's try and go into London. And I don't know. It seemed to be a whole lot of jet lag as they jumped out to a 21-0 lead in the first half.
By the way, I don't ask for credit usually. But to show Matthew Stafford throwing the baseball, but the fact that I don't mention that he went to high school with Clayton Kershaw was remarkable restraint.
Yeah, that was.
Even though I just did mention it.
But I bet he could sing it. What do you think? I bet Matthew Stafford was there.
He said he threw a great curveball on that video we just showed. Stafford going for Devontae Adams. The flag comes out. Jordan Lewis on the coverage. It's been quite a long day.
Flag is down.
He's so good. Run the inside fade here. Create separation. Now you're just trying to play catch up.
Yes! Yes!
Additional half the distance to the goal for the face mask, automatic first down.
Oh my goodness. What else can go wrong?
I think they only count that as one penalty.
Create separation. Now you're just trying to play catch up.
Pass interference defense number 2, also personal foul face mask defense number 2. By rule, both penalties will be enforced. One will be advanced to the spot of the fouls and defensive pass interference. Then an additional half the distance to the goal for the face mask, automatic first down.
Oh my goodness. What else can go wrong?
I think they only count that as one penalty here. No, it's up to 12 now. Mike Herrera.
I mean, I moved to wait for this. So if the act of pass interference is also a personal foul, then you enforce both. And I think that's the only time you enforce 2 fouls.
Blake Corn on the carry. Thank you, Mike Herrera. Mike, that's it. He seems really gleeful about that sort of use
At
of
the Jags' expense, I'm really excited because he doesn't get to call that very often.
The rule book is the rule book, right, Mike?
It is, but when you don't see something ever and then it happens, that's like the ref. You go,
Wow, that's amazing. I tell you what, safe to say now we've seen pretty much everything here in London over 2 weeks.
Yes, we have. As the clock rolls towards 5 minutes to go, and the Rams trying to salt this one away. We have a very happy return to Los Angeles after a week in Baltimore. Bounce that around. Smell in the end zone. He takes that inside, right around the 2-yard line is where they're marking it.
Just to continue on our conversation.
Second timeout called by Jaguars head coach.
Undefeated right now, and a lot of teams might be frustrated, like, oh yeah, we could be 6-0, could be leading our division. It was interesting to hear Matthew Stafford go, yeah, we just haven't peaked yet. I'm okay with this because it allows us to stay hungry. And it's what they talked about with Sean McVay all week is that one of the greatest things he does is he finds ways each week to motivate his guys and say, hey guys, we're not there yet. Finding those little things to push guys and make them keep working and staying focused on the work at hand. And so as much as we all like to be undefeated and feel like we're invincible, sometimes those losses can be better motivators and keep guys focused and ready to go, which is exactly what Matthew Stafford said about this football team.
There he goes, Stafford. Into the end zone, incomplete. And 2 flags are out. I think he got left. As they both came from the refs eyeing the quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Yes!
Causing Stafford to hit the deck.
Off the edge. A little bit of that helmet getting up on the helmet. Looked like he tried to stay underneath it, but really close to a quarterback in the helmet area. Flags are going to come out.
Well, I got to tell you, Kurt, no player in the history of the International Series, and this is game 60 of them, because that was the 13th penalty for head shaking Liam Cohen's team. No player's ever had 5 touchdown passes in an international series that could have been it.
All right, well, maybe this is it.
Buck goes behind Stafford, and he's throwing forward. It's comes.
Touchdown! Yes!
Matthew Stafford sets an international series record with his 5th touchdown throw here in Wembley.
Basically the same play they ran for the first touchdown. You get just a one-on-one on the outside. You throw it, and Devontae does the rest, going up high, back over the top of the DB for the catch. And Matthew says, hey, I want to give you something else you haven't seen. 5 touchdowns over here in London. What a performance by Matthew Stafford.
And the extra point is good. Rams 35, Jacksonville 7. I mean, as we're taking a look at the replay here, Kurt, I mean, just 2 things leap to mind. First season-long storyline arc here. This summer, we're wondering, is Stafford going to be able to play to start the season with a back? You know, guy who's pushing 40 with a bad back. He throws 5 touchdown passes here. He leads the league in passing yards, even though he had 182 today. I mean, he's made the most of his 182 yards, 5 scores. And then what are you going to do without Puka Nacua? How about 3 touchdowns from Adams and 2 touchdowns, 1 each by a rookie? All 3 tight ends catch 1. It really is quite a performance by the Rams here today for a team that we were all wondering if they made a massive mistake in just their plan to arrive here. Quite the day.
Yeah, they come out just really dominated this football game. One on both sides. Offense done just enough. I say that's 5 touchdowns. Stafford's only thrown for 182 yards and 5 touchdowns within that. Hasn't been a lot of big plays. Moving the football up and down the field, critical throws in the red zone. As you said, playmakers all over the place coming up with big plays.
It's been almost 5 years since the Rams had 2 rookies catch a touchdown in the same game. Cam Akers and Van Jefferson did it at at Tampa in the 2020 season. So,
the thing about it, I was just thinking when they were, before the Jags had scored their touchdown, I'm like, oh, this has got to be it for Matthew Stafford. It's 28-0. He's probably going to be sitting over there on the bench. Jacksonville comes down, throws the touchdown pass, and it's like, oh, maybe we'll put him back in for one more series. Goes in, gets number 5. 17 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions on the season. Unbelievable by number 9.
So Trevor Lawrence trying to get some window dressing done here. He gets that one off. And that is an ETN carry to the 42. So as for the Jacksonville Jaguars, this will drop them to 4-3. The Colts are currently in SoFi Stadium, home of the Rams, because it's also the home of the Chargers. That's a big game later on today. Late afternoon window between the current 1 and 2 teams in the AFC. The Texans come off their bye with a little bit of momentum. They're in Seattle to finish up the week. ETN picks up the first down. The Titans have their first game with an interim head coach. They fired Brian Collins this week. It's Mike McCoy as their old head coach. Mike Vrabel strolls into the stadium of the 4-2 Patriots team, currently leading the AFC East. The Bills on a bye week. The Patriots beat the Bills a couple weeks ago on Sunday night. Yards for his title months and net. Nice play by McCollum on the coverage right there. It's just been a rough day for Brian Thomas, who's been on a knee quite a bit.
And we talk about the Jags, and it's a process, right? We're only 7 games in. It was a pretty good start, 4-2. We've seen some good moments from this team as you see the hit on Trevor Lawrence. I'm not sure what happened on the other side there with Thomas and that right arm. But we've seen some good moments a few weeks back.
We got injury timeout.
Win against Kansas City. The stumbling touchdown by Trevor Lawrence, and you're feeling pretty good that you find a way to win a close game against the AFC champs, and then you come back and lay a bit of an egg last week. Couldn't really get a lot going and making a lot of mistakes, and that's part of this process is learning how to show up every week. Bringing that same energy every week is what the best teams in the league do, and this is just the beginning of the process for this Jags team and Leah Cohen.
You also got to wonder what's going on with Thomas here. It was just Kobe Durant seemingly giving him a light shove on that shoulder that he's carrying gingerly right now. And the Jaguars do have a bye, but that was all it took for Thomas to basically grab that right shoulder and walk off the field here. You have to figure his day is done at 3:56 to go, down by 28.
It didn't look like a whole lot there, obviously. Remember the play earlier when he went up high for a football and came down and got up a little slow. You wonder if maybe there's a little something that happened earlier to that shoulder and it aggravated it right there. But
it's a major concern for Jacksonville. You'd think going into their bye week, there's a handoff to ETN. That's a first down carry and more. And then, one way to cool off Stafford is for him. He's icing down that 5 touchdown throw. It's one way to cool down the hot hand. Yards stepping up, open end zone. And the intended target was Washington and Williams. Again, he got the start today at corner. He's had a terrific day.
he has. He's been all over. His hands on a number of footballs. Perfect position right here. Probably switches he. So intercepted that one, but in perfect position right there underneath Washington. Nowhere for that football to get through.
Williams left the Rams to join Jacksonville after the Rams Super Bowl season. He's now back with the Rams against his former team having a day. 2nd and 10. Lawrence to Hunter. Lake on the rush. It seemed to be a perfect play call. But Fisk just blew that one up.
But you do see a lot of unique little plays set up just for Travis Hunter. And I have to believe this is going to be a part of what they do moving forward is Kurt getting him those touches that they talked about in unique ways, getting him out in space, and allowing him to make some big plays for him. I regret to inform you.
Ineligible player down the field.
Yes!
Was not accepted, so technically we're 13th of 119 in terms of penalties and penalty yards for Liam Cohen's team. Harry in particular has had a long day as the right guard. Fourth flag on him, that was just not accepted. 3rd and 10. Barnes from midfield runs out of time. And he escapes to his left and throws it downfield. One was picked off. As Durant was in on the coverage. And Curl had a shot at it.
That complete. You're at that stage now in the game where a lot of people at home may be thinking, oh man, why are you taking that shot for a couple of these? But hey, 3 minutes to go, you're down 28 points. Yeah, you're going to put the ball in harm's way a little bit. You're just trying to make a play, trying to launch it out there, give your guy a shot, maybe get a pass interference. Play the game a little bit differently when you get into this kind of mode and you're down this late in the game.
4th and 10 for the Jaguars offense. Lawrence connects to Travis Hunter. Nice grab. Curl on the coverage. Move the chains. He is 16-12 to target for Travis Hunter today.
Coach Cohen tells us we got to get 8 to 10 touches a game. That's 8. Put him over 100 yards. They are finding ways to get him those touches.
Last day is an offensive throw for Hunter. That one is grabbed by Brown, plucked out of the air and gets out of bounds for a first down.
Obviously not going to have a chance to win this football game, but just about having some guys make some plays here down the stretch. Something to build off of here. Trying to put some more points on the board. Travis Hunter making some plays. Ryan Thomas goes out. Some other guys stepping in. Just if you're a young coach, you're just trying to get some things that you can hang your hat on and walk away and feel some positives after coming out so flat early in this game.
Lawrence 8 yards shy of 300 on the day. And he flips that one out. And his running back, LaQuint Allen Jr. has entered the chat. A rookie out of Syracuse. It's chopped down by Forbes. As the clock runs towards the 2-minute warning. There's a gain of 4 there. Thomas. Sacked.
Yes! Yes!
Nice. Also, no interceptions. Just been a methodical dismantling of Jacksonville without Puka Nakua. 10 different receivers. Jacksonville trying to get something on the board before the end of this game. Lawrence on 3rd and 13 after the 6th sack of him in the game in the end zone. Travis Hunter, the intended target. He's had a terrific day. That's the 13th target of Hunter. 8 catches, 101 yards in his first career touchdown, so that's a positive. Unfortunately, Ryan Thomas Jr. moments ago on just a light shove by Kobe Durant. He's grabbing his shoulder and had to come out of the game. Jacksonville are staring down a 4-3 start. So it's final chance here for the Jaguars and a timeout for the Rams.
And a timeout is called by Rams. That's close.
Interesting to view. I mean, Eagles Vikings, I think, is a big game to see where those two teams are. Eagles have been struggling a little bit.
Carson Wentz revenge game.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Carson Wentz still in there. JJ McCarthy's getting a a little more healthy, may find himself back in the starting lineup in the coming weeks. But the 49ers, we're talking about the West 49ers and Falcons. Falcons had a huge win last week against Buffalo Bills. Get a chance to see who they are. Mac Jones still in there for the 49ers, but I know Brock Purdy practicing this week to find his way back into the starting lineup in coming weeks. So, a couple games, Colts Chargers was another one you mentioned earlier. It's a big game in their two divisions.
Those Commanders, Dak and Jaden Daniels playing their first game against one another. Because Dak was hurt last year, 4th and 13 for the Lawrence.
Not good enough. Yes, we won.
Turnovers on downs and a missed field goal. Just part of the day here.
Tail here, I think he's trying to throw this up